taking our viewers through what went down in the German Bundesliga champion performance from Bayern Munich. Unfortunately, they are still not closing the gap with Bayer Leverkusen because Bayer Leverkusen right now seems unstoppable at this point in time. And also not forgetting other club side right there, all battling to outdo each other. But that's the beauty of the game from the German Bundesliga. And we also saw something from the Europa League right there, with some interesting movement from Europa League. Ace Polo League is also with me in the studio, in the Abuja Network studio right there. And it's quick one right there. We saw the highlight from our Benin Legend studio talking about us taking us through it. But we saw the performance of Bayer Leverkusen, almost leaving it too late. But they bounced back, just like the first leg, from 2 goals down to eventually win and qualify.
Good morning, Tulu. Good morning, everyone. Talking about that game yesterday, it was an exciting, dramatic, intense game. There's a common saying in our local parlance that thunder needs strike twice, but on that occasion, it struck twice because remember it happened last week right there in Azerbaijan when the first leg was played between Karabakh and Leverkusen. Leverkusen have to equalize late, extra time. Still from Patrick Schick, who scored 2 goals yesterday. You can say he has a hat-trick of extra time goals in these 2 games. Talking about Leverkusen, that was a very intense and also exciting game. It shows that they have what it takes to win this tournament. If we talk about the teams to watch in this tournament, talk about the UEFA Europa League, you must definitely mention Bayern Leverkusen and also probably Liverpool, looking at their wonderful performance. It was a sublime performance from Leverkusen yesterday. We saw Frimpong doing what he knows how to do, talking about one of the best wing backs in Europe right now, talking about the Dutch player Frimpong scoring the first goal, and Patrick Schick doing what he knows how to do very well, scoring in extra times. You know, before we came on air, we were talking about Patrick Schick. His performance so far has not been so up there. Remember, he just came from injury. He came from injury not so long, and he has been trying to get his acts together. But yesterday, he showed why he is a top striker.
And for the English teams, they all scaled through. West Ham bounced back from that first leg defeat. Aston Villa trash as Ajax 4 goals to 0. Then Liverpool 6 goals to 1 against Sparta Prague right there. Talking about the English team, scaling to the next team.
I think if you talk about Europe right now, the EPL clubs are the best. Now, why did I say so? The best of the coaches are there. They are the best of players there. The competition is so tight. As we speak right now, we can't say who is going to win the league. It's a 3-horse race between or among Arsenal, Liverpool, and also Manchester City. Look at these 3 coaches, good coaches. Look at the players, top-notch players. At the same time, looking at their style of play. But if you look at other leagues, some clubs are 10 points ahead of the second, 10, while some are 7 and all that. So what am I trying to say? If you look at the English clubs right now, they are playing, they are at their best. If they play any other clubs from Azerbaijan, from other countries, it's more like using a player from their country because
playing in Europa League,
yes, what they expect, exactly. Even the Aston Villa and the West Ham of this world, you see them outrunning other clubs when they play them in Europe. So looking at what they have right there, ordinarily, good example. Let's take example. Let's talk about Kudus in West Ham. Where is he from? He came from Ajax. Ajax is a top team in the Dutch league. We talk about even in the whole of Europe. You can also mention Ajax, one of the top teams out there. Look at where he came from. And look at the club he went to. He didn't go to the Manchester United of this world in the EPL or the Arsenal or the City. He went to West Ham. That will tell you that the league is highly competitive.
Yeah.
For you to go up there or join a club up there, you must have the credentials. You must be very, very good. And you can see what he's doing for West Ham right there. So talking about the EPL clubs, I'm not so surprised of their wonderful performance. They are playing one of the competitive league in the world, and whenever they play any other team out there, it's as if they are playing against an underage side. That's how it looks. So kudos to the likes of Aston Villa, West Ham. And let's not forget, West Ham won the Conference League last year, and they are looking at the Europa League this year, just like what Roma did. Who sadly they were unable to win it last year. They got to the final in the Conference League and also in the Europa League. So they are looking at the possibility of their repeating. But I'll tell you, it may be quite difficult because I said something earlier. Bayer Leverkusen is a team to watch.
Roma lost to Brighton by a long goal. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Brighton because of the scandalous loss they suffered in the first. Now going to the for Roma, do they have a chance? Last season we talked about they lost in the final, and Mourinho felt so bad about it. He wanted to be the first coach to win the Europa Conference League and Europa League at the same back to back. But unfortunately, that dream did not get to see the light today. The winning that competition would have qualified them for automatic place in the Champions League. That didn't get to see that day. But Daniel De Rossi, club legend, coming in, stabilizing the ship, and it seems they've been able to find that momentum going forward.
For Daniel Rossi, he's doing a great job right there with AS Roma. This is second loss since he took over. That is 2 losses in about 11 games, and in the hands of Inter Milan, the first one, and now with Brighton. It's a good one, very good one. In fact, they're having a wonderful time. But talking about getting to the final, I just made mention of some clubs out there. If they are not lucky, I use the word, if they are not lucky enough to meet the likes of Liverpool or Bayer Leverkusen, it's more like if they are not lucky and they get to be paired with any of these clubs, it's bye for them, bye for them. So, but for Brighton, who happens to be the only English team to suffer a loss at this stage of the UEFA Europa League, it goes down to the number of players available. Remember, they are suffering from having some injury crisis. The likes of Mitoma, some other players having injury issues. So this summer affected Brighton right there. But for AS Roma, I don't see them getting to the final. As much as a lot of players say, they see them looking at what they've done so far in the Europa League, I don't really see them getting to the final because it's going to be very, very tense moving forward.
So we have 2 English teams making it through to the next stage of the Europa League. Talking about Liverpool and West Ham, and sad one for Brighton. They failed to make it through, despite the fact that they won their match against Roma, but trust me, no. But in the Europa Conference League, Aston Villa recorded a 4-0 win over us, so they progressed to the next stage of the competition. Right here, talking about Aston Villa, and they happen to be the only English team playing in the Europa Conference League. But we'll see how things will pan out for them at the end of the day, whether they can be able to. But they have an experienced tactician. Unai is one person who knows how to win competition of this nation. He has won Europa League
several times with Sevilla. With Sevilla, he also won with Villarreal. So he understands. When you talk about the UEFA Europa League, that is his own cup.
He's playing in the Conference League right now, so he has the battery is different.